we get started with you, Corey, tell us a little bit about yourself, how you got started with FFL. Go ahead. Welcome.
All right, man. Yeah. So I got started with FFL back in middle August. August was my first month. I was on workman's comp for a while. I broke my ankle, had a couple surgeries on it, wasn't able to really go back to work. So I found this on TikTok, this opportunity on TikTok. And ever since then, man, I haven't looked back. Took a huge risk, and it's been nothing but success.
Okay, you found it on TikTok. Do you remember the TikTok? Who was doing it, or what you saw in it that caught your eye? What was it? Tell me about it.
I don't know. It was just it was one of those TikToks where, it was like a podcast type deal. And, people were saying that they were making 20, 30, 40K a month. $1,000 investment can get you this. And I was like, hey, I'm all about investing. Let's try this thing out.
Wow. Amazing.
Yeah.
You're the first one that I meet that personally meet on the chat that has been actually that basically joined FFL because of TikTok. And,
Yep.
Which is awesome. I know that a lot of people are using the platform to like get out there to expose it, which is fantastic.
Free marketing.
What do you used to do before? Oh yeah, it is free marketing, 100%. If you're not using TikTok, if you're not utilizing social media, there's something wrong.
Yep.
So my advice is definitely, if you're not doing, get to it. But question for you though, what were you doing before getting into FFL? You mentioned you broke your ankle and you were workers' comp. What happened?
Yeah, I was in the plumbing industry. I was a plumber, and I hopped off the back of my truck, and what I do every damn day, and I just kind of stepped wrong, and I went down. I served 8 years in the military as well, so I kind of have a labor background, sort of. And then I came here. It's been unreal.
Oh man, yeah, I can imagine. We'll get to that in a second. So you did 8 years in the military, and you were a plumber before getting into life insurance. So any previous experience on life insurance or anything similar to it, or not?
As far as sales, I mean, kind of going into a home and kind of selling the person that, hey, you need this X, Y, and Z done to your home. But other than that, no, not at all. No experience.
God. So walk me through from the moment that who did you reach out through that TikTok to get started with FFL, and walk me through the process of getting started, because you started in August, though, very recent.
Yeah. So I clicked on the form. It said learn more. I clicked on the form, filled out the funnel, watched the video. John, one of the guys that works over here at 360 FFL 360, reached out. I had an interview with him. He explained the process. I jumped right into, training to get my license. I did the training, the course in a week, took my exam, started the boot camp. I actually went on vacation before I even started. So I came back. September is when I actually started,
Okay.
But yeah. And that was it, man. And then I had my call at Dan, and then it's been a dream ever since.
Dude, that's amazing. So walk me through, for someone who's new, what people should expect when they're getting started with FFL, like those first couple of weeks as you're getting started. What is the process? Because I know this is super fresh in your mind. That's why I want you to share.
The steps before getting out there and doing your dialing, or the steps to getting out there?
Both.
I get to go over both of them. Yeah. So honestly, my approach was, I watched YouTube and the podcasts every single day. I wanted to learn this business and understand what I was getting myself into before getting into it, if that makes any sense. I wanted to understand what my role was going to be, what FFL was. I took the course seriously because I knew, hey, listen, I'm putting all my chips in. This is plan A. There is no plan B. I knew that right from the get-go. After talking to John, I said, this is what I'm going to do. There is no turning back. I'm going to go all in. So I learned the business through podcasts, through training, through the boot camp, through everything. I just studied my ass off, point blank. I did everything on my own. I wasn't asking questions. If I got stuck, I'd be like, hey, Dan, what do I do here? But I think I called him once during that 4-week process of getting everything done. and just do it yourself. Fine. If you run into a problem, this business is very similar. If you run into a problem, you have to figure it out on your own. It's your business, so you have to attack it as you are. You can't think like an employee. You have to think like a boss, and that's pretty much it. I mean, that's
Very, very good. What are some of the questions that you had for John when you had that interview? Because of course, like before coming in, like to many people who even see something either TikTok or Indeed or wherever you find the opportunity of FFL or you saw it on YouTube or whatever social media, it sounds really good to be true, right?
sounds
Sometimes,
way,
right?
yeah, way too good to be true.
So what were some of the questions that you were asking when in order to like clarify a bit of that?
I mean, a lot of the questions I was asking was, 100% commission. Like, and you're saying I can get paid every day. I was asking, like, what do you mean by getting paid every day? And he kind of explained it. I said, by investment, who am I investing in? And he was like, essentially yourself. You're buying the leads that people are asking, for help. You call them and you set the appointments. And I just kind of asked a lot of questions, more like, all right, so these people are looking for this. Um, what if I fail? Is it, like what happens if I? And he was upfront and honest with me. He was like, listen, we're gonna try to not let you fail, but if you do fail, that's on you because it is your own business. You have to structure it so that you don't fail, and we'll help you, but you have to be willing, to take that risk if it does happen. He goes, you need to have a backup plan with money, like financially, you should have a backup plan in case something does happen. And I thought about it. I talked about it with the wife for a couple days, and I was just, she was like, give it a whirl, and I'm like, all right, well, I'm not giving it a whirl. I'm going to give it my all. And 3 months later, here I am.
I love the fact that they were talking 3 months later because I always encourage people who start this to go give it their all those first 90 days to really understand what they're facing because it's a huge opportunity to set yourself apart, not just for now, but for good.
Yeah.
So, what have you learned in those first 90 days?
First 90 days, what I learned was you definitely just keep money aside. Everyone's always like, 20% for chargebacks. Yeah, you got 75% up front. You want to put a certain amount of money away each time that you do get a check. Having a separate bank account, whether, if you don't do it right away, I highly recommend you do it right away. Just because you can let that account build, and just pay yourself what you need to get by. Live like you're broke for the first year. Live like you are broke for the first year. And that next year, you're going to have all those, reoccurring payments coming in. Just live like you're broke and keep that account separate. Just pay yourself to pay your bills and you'll be just fine. You won't have to worry about a thing in the future. I think,
That's very good advice, Corey, and that's something that a lot of people say. They come in here, they start making a bunch of money, and they change the way they live right away. They want to go buy something or go on a holiday or this and that. But
yeah,
what you're saying is keep living the way you live. Don't act like you're broke in a way, but for a year, because what you're actually saying is like sacrifice yourself
yeah,
1 year, so then you have plenty of cushion there for you to continue working properly, because by a year later you're going to be way better than what you're right now, and
yep,
you're new to the business. And what's going to happen is that you're going to look back and you're going to be like, huh, I have this pretty good cushion here, and I know the business really well, where I can
yeah.
continue to build on this thing very comfortably.
And not to
So
mention, like 10 months down the road, you're going to start getting all that back pay from the advance. After the advance, you get 25% for every policy 10 months later, 11 months later. It's like,
so I'll tell you one thing. So I started full time with FFL January 1st this year.
yep,
So right now I'm coming to December. So I'm coming to those months, month
yeah,
10, 11, and 12. And then I've been working. All of a sudden I started getting all this money coming in. All of a sudden I was like, oh, where's it? Oh, yes, I
yeah, that
forgot
was my,
about it. And all of a
yeah,
sudden it's just adding up there, and it comes in handy, and it's great because it's there $200 a year, 150, 300, $500, whatever it comes in. Sometimes like a bunch of different policies add up together, and you get a big chunk paid, and you
yeah,
start thinking, being like, wow, this is amazing.
Yeah,
But
and I
you don't
oh
see that right away. But then after pushing through, you're like, it's like that extra tap in the back saying like, you're still getting this because of the work that you did 9 months ago, 10 months ago, 11 months ago. And it's amazing. So
great.
I love the fact that you already are looking ahead and you're only 90 days in, because funny enough, when you start getting those, you're going to remember our call. You'll be like, oh, when I
Yeah,
was talking with Pancho about this stuff, I'm like,
yeah,
man, this is awesome. I'm like, where did this money come from? Oh, I got it. Like, it's going to surprise
yeah.
you
And
because I'm,
I know I've got I had a huge, like, my first like couple weeks, I had like $6,000-7,000 policies. So I know for a fact on month 10, 11, 12, I'm gonna be getting like 1,500 just randomly deposited, 1,500 randomly deposited. I'm gonna be like, where the
yeah,
hell did this come from? Yeah,
exactly. As long as the policies are still active and everything like that, which hopefully they will be if you did a good job.
yep.
Yeah, absolutely. So walk me through your first month with FFL. How much do you issue pay?
Issue paid my first month was 11,000. No,
Twenty
$21,200.
21,000. Very good.
Yep.
What about month number two?
Month number two, I took a little bit of a dip because I hopped into the live transfers, but I paid right around 16, 17.
Okay, very good.
And
What happened in month number three?
month number three, right around 20 again. And then this month right now, I am probably going to hit, for the month of December, probably 45.
$45,000 for the month of December. So
Yeah,
if you
I've
don't
had
mind me asking, you're
three.
combining all that. We have like 40, 20, 20, and 16. We have about almost 100K right there. And my question is, how much were you making before as a plumber in for a year? In a year,
Uh, a year, probably right around 110 to 150,000.
110 to 150,000, but that's in 12 months.
That's in 12 months, and that's 13, 14-hour days.
And how many hours a day do you work right now, Corey?
Dial days, I mean, I'm going to listen, I'm a unicorn when it comes to dial days, but
Walk
2 hours.
walk me through it.
Dial
Unicorn.
day. All right, dial day. I'm on the phones at 8. I'm done booking for 2 days by 10:30. Thursday, I'm on the phones by 8, and I'm done by 10
10:30 a.m.
a.m. 8 a.m. to
Okay,
10:30.
so okay, hold on a second. So you're saying that you're booked for 2 days in 2 hours and 30 minutes. You're done
Yep.
booking. That means
20,
how many appointments? 15 appointments or how many?
21.
21 appointments for those
Yep.
2 days?
For Tuesday and Wednesday, 21.
21. Okay, so you have 10 appointments one day, 11 the other, or something like that, or what do you do?
Yeah, whatever, if I can get a hold. I do 2 counties. I do one county on Tuesday, another county on Wednesday, and then I go back to the other county on Friday.
Very good. And okay, and what kind of leads are you running?
1-year-old aged final expense and 1 to 3-month-old final expense mailers.
Very good. So we have final expense mainly what you're running. You're not even tapping on mortgage protection. You're only doing final expense for what you're mentioning right now in your counties. And where are you located in the country?
Massachusetts.
Massachusetts. Fantastic. So in 2 hours and a half, you have 20, 21 appointments ready to go. And then you have the rest of the day for you to figure out other stuff. If, of course, you haven't hit your appointment number or whatever. But for the sounds of it, you're pretty sharp on that. And the question is this, it's like, if you're doing that, what sets you apart? Because of course you come from being a plumber with no previous experience, and my guess, and correct me if I'm wrong, my guess is that you learn most of this from the training.
I did.
Or what, or where does it come from? That's the other thing.
I guess I've always been like a personable person. I can always talk. I was, when I was plumbing, I was in like 10 houses a day. I was always talking to customers, telling them what was wrong with their house, what needed to be fixed, what needed to be brought up to code. I was selling my business, my specialty to them every single day that I was out there. It was a family-owned business, so like I had ins. I was talking to customers. I was doing like help with the customer service and everything like that. but honestly, I'll be 100% honest. I think my ADHD has a lot to do with it. I'm going to be completely honest. I can, I can go from one, I can act like be your friend. I can relate with something. I can jump from one spot to another, and when I'm talking, and if someone brings up something, I can immediately divert it to a different situation and just kind of adapt and overcome quickly, in a
That's
sense.
amazing.
Yeah.
So, do you have a script or you just go with the flow?
So I do. I have like a final expense script that I kind of keep up on the screen. I just keep it up on the screen just because when they do get me off track, I can kind of be like, oh, like, agree, answer, and then get right back into where I was. So like if they're like, oh wait, who are you again? Yeah, perfect. That's the whole purpose of my call. I'm calling from the benefits office. We need to come out there. We need to review. If you have any policies in place, it's a free review. If not, I just need to show you what you qualify for, and just get them right back, reel them back in. That's all I do.
Got it. Very good. And my question on this is the following, though. So, do you mind if we do a quick role play of a final expense call? Let's say I'm ring ring. Are you okay with that?
Yeah, I'm good with that.
Cool.
Of
Awesome. Let's
course.
do it. So, ring ring.
All right.
Hello.
Ring, 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 ring. Yeah.
Oh,
Hello,
I say hello.
Pancho.
Yes.
Hey, Pancho. This is Corey calling with the benefits office here in Worcester County. Just getting back to you in regards to that final expense form you filled out. You still at 123 Main Street, correct?
Yes. Excuse me. What is this about?
I'm calling from the benefits office. I was just getting back to you in regards to the form you mailed back to us. You're still located at 123 Main Street, correct?
Yeah. That's my street. Yeah.
All right, cool, man. I'm just calling. I'm the senior managing underwriter here. And are you working or retired?
I'm working still.
You're working? All right, perfect. And are you working part-time, full-time? What time do you usually get home?
Typically just full time. Typically home by 5:30.
5:30. All right, cool. So my job's simple, man. It takes about like 5-10 minutes for me to show you everything that you qualify for. And if you actually have any policies in place, it's my job to make sure that there's no discrepancies in those policies. I'm actually in your area tomorrow, man. Right around 6 o'clock. Would that work for you?
Tomorrow 6 o'clock. Yeah, man. I think I have something going. Can we do it some other time?
No, honestly, we can't because of the holiday season. We're so backed up. Like I said, man, it's going to take about 5 minutes for me to just get you this information and go over any policies you have in place. Now, if you go to work at 10 o'clock, I can be there for 8. I am in the area.
I think the morning will probably work better. Can we do like 9?
You know what, man? I can do 9:15 if that works for you.
9:15? Yeah,
Yeah,
that'll
9.
work. That'll work. I just leave. I just have to leave for work at like 9:45. Would that be enough? Is that okay?
Yeah, that's plenty of time. Now, can you do me a quick favor, man? You got a
Sure,
pen and paper by you?
I do.
All
Give
right,
me a
cool.
second. Yeah,
Yeah,
ready.
my name's Corey.
Corey.
Take
Okay.
yeah, take down that information. My NPN is 2002.
What is the NPN?
What was
Sorry,
that?
NPN. NPN. What is that?
That's my national producer's license. So you can look me up in the national database to
Oh,
know that
got
I'm.
it.
There's
Got
been a
it.
lot of
What's the number again?
2002 3445.
Got it. Thank you, Corey.
All right, and I'll be in a white Subaru, and I got a beard when I'm knocking on your door. Don't worry, it's just me. All right.
Perfect. Okay. Awesome. We'll see you tomorrow.
All
Thank you
right,
for
man.
calling.
That's it. Pretty much it.
Very good, Corey. Thank you so much for also not only sharing like how you go about it, but going through uh, some of the rejections and trying to like roadblocks I tried to throw your way. You did really well. I can
Yep.
understand what you're saying, that how you're relatable, you're playing whatever is thrown at you. If I told you, hey man, I'm watching the Packers tomorrow, you'd be like, oh yeah, no, man, I'm a Chicago fan, or like Bears fan, or whatever. I don't know, but I appreciate you like really being flexible in the call and keeping your tonality professional
Hmm.
and also very calm, because that was easy. You kept me at ease, you kept me in track, and you were in control of the call at all times as well. Like
Yeah.
when I told you, can we do it some other time? Like I'm busy right now because of the holiday. You were more busy than I was.
Hmm.
Therefore, you won the battle. It's like, okay, fine, he's busy, whatever. 5 minutes, I guess I can do it.
Yep.
Great.
And then
So
I threw it at, hey, what time do you go to work? I could be there.
exactly, you gave me another question. You show me like you're flexible. You're trying to work around my hours. So
Yeah.
that was great. Very good. So um, let's say that because you close most of your appointments you mentioned in 2 hours and a half or so.
Yep.
Do you think that time period is the best time to call throughout the day because of like time people responding, or what are your thoughts about that, like calling throughout the day?
Yeah, I find more success at 8 o'clock to 11 o'clock is by far the most success. I also leave this. This is also key. I've set a lot of appointments with text messaging and just leaving a voicemail. And with my voicemail, I'll just be like, "Hey, this is Corey calling with the benefits office. I'm planting that seed. I'm with the benefits office. Could you give me a call back at?" And then I'll get a phone call back. Like the the schedule rate on those when they call me back is probably like 50%. But I'm planting a seed in their head. They're thinking the benefits office. Why the hell are they calling me? So they call me back, and now I have them on the phone.
Got it. Great. And when you say you're booking some of them through text messages, so you're really working your leads.
Yeah,
You're not just calling, they're not answering, you're leaving. After how many calls do you leave a voicemail?
3. I dial
After
3
three?
times, bro. If I leave a voicemail, if their voicemail box is full, I'll take a picture of the lead and send them a pretty much like a script. Like, hey, I'm Corey. I'm with the benefits office. I'm the senior managing underwriter. We're just getting back to you in regards to the form you filled out. It's attached. It takes about 10, 15 minutes to, show you all the options you qualify for. And then I put in big letters. But if you have any policies, it's my job to look for any discrepancies. Your account has been flagged for a review. Now, if you want to schedule, and I'll give them like an option to schedule, they'll say, okay, 4:30 tomorrow or 4:30 Wednesday, and then I book the appointment right then and there, just through a text message. And with objections, you can text them back. If they're engaging with a text message, now you have time to think about your objection. I already won that battle. You don't want me on the phone. You definitely don't want me on a text message, because I'll definitely win that one.
Yeah, they give you time to think and time to type, which is great.
Yep.
Great. I love the fact that every time you're the 14th person that I've been lucky to interview so far this year, and no one has touched on text messages. No one has touched on voicemail. So I love that everyone brings different value to the table, and I really
Yep.
like so far like what you're sharing and how much confidence you have behind it. So a lot of people ask me, and some agents of my that I work with, they ask me, "Oh, Pancho, how do you feel about running during Christmas, New Year's, and so on?" And personally, like myself, right now, I currently have family. I'm originally from Argentina. I have family who came all the way from Argentina here, so I took a week off to be with my family I haven't seen in 2 years. But I tell people, Christmas, work. Absolutely, as much as you can. Go for it. People are at home, people are happy, they're in a good mood, and so on. You're not bugging them. You're trying to help them out, put them in a better situation, right? In case something does happen when it does. So I love the fact that you just mentioned that in the month of December, as of now, and you still have a day or so to go, you already
Yeah.
hit over 40K in the month, right? So forty
Yeah.
thousand dollars a month, that's huge
Well,
numbers.
yeah, December's a fifth, we got that fifth week in
Exactly.
so I got that extra bonus coming in, just coming out there. And I didn't work Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. I worked Monday through, Wednesday, but I submitted 14, 15K in 2 days before the holidays. It was ridiculous. Everyone was home. Yesterday, my close rate was 100%.
How many appointments do you have yesterday?
Appointments. One person was
9.
in a good, one person was in a good position. The other 8 closed. One no show.
Wow. Wow. One no show. 9 appointments, one no show. You close 8 out of 8.
So 10 appointments, one no show. One person was good.
Oh, 10
8 said.
appointments. One. Sorry, I didn't hear properly.
Yeah,
That is fantastic.
yeah,
And you
man.
just came from being a plumber only 4 months ago, Corey. Congratulations, man. Congratulations
Thank-
for for what you're doing for yourself, for your family, and for taking yourself seriously, man.
Yep. Thank you. I
Because
appreciate it.
you when you put that bet on yourself right there. And the truth here, Corey, is that it's paying off, and it's paying off. And
Oh,
you've been seeing like the numbers that Shad has been pulling. I know that Dan mentioned that, and you're like, hey, I'm gonna like step on his
oh,
toes at any point in time as soon as I
I'm
can, right?
2022. I'm going for 1.5.
You're going for
1.
1.5. That's your goal. Well, how are you gonna schedule yourself in order to be able to hit that? What's your objective? Because you cannot just hit over 1 million that easily
I know. I'm gonna
in a
try
year. How are you gonna do that, Corey? Walk us
by,
through it.
okay, so by February or March, I want to be running Monday through Friday. 10 appointments every single day, Monday through Friday. Weekends are off limits. That's for my family. And that's what I said coming in here, right? If I have to work a Saturday, I will. But Monday through Friday, 10 to 12 appointments every single day. If my close rate stays right around the 85, 90%, and my show rate is still at 75, I will hit that. I'll hit that goal by November.
Wow, that's fantastic, man.
And I'm building my
By
team now
November.
by
By
November.
November.
And I am building my team right now too. So
You are
we got
building a
that.
team. I love it. So you're hiring nationwide. If people wanna work with you, Corey, how can they reach you?
They can DM me here. They can go over on Facebook, find me on Facebook, TikTok, Latour Family Life. Just DM me and I can get you.
How how can they DM you, just so you know? Because this is also this. So this call is right now, it's an Instagram live, but then it's also gonna be put on Spotify and Apple Podcast, so people can listen later on. So how can they reach out to you? What will
Look,
be your
yeah,
tag?
Latour Family Life. You can reach me on TikTok, Latour Family Life, Facebook, Corey Latour, Instagram, C_Latour.
Very good, fantastic, Corey. Excellent. Well, Corey, I do ask this to every single one of the people I get to interview. How do you challenge yourself on a daily basis to perform the way you're performing right now? I know you're 90 days in, but how do you challenge yourself?
It starts with routine. I'm up at 4 a.m. every morning. I go to the
Okay.
gym. 4 a.m. Go to the gym, get my mind right. On the way to the gym, I'm listening to motivational speaking.
Who do you listen to?
Motiversity. They're
Okay.
on YouTube. They have
Never
a
heard of them. I'll check it out.
yeah, they're
Never
really good.
heard of them. I'll check it out.
They're really good. It's got some real like inspirational music behind it with the speeches. I listen to that throughout the day, honestly, and I always just challenge myself. It's just like selling insurance, man. You gotta figure out the why. Why am I doing this? I'm doing this to prove to myself and to better my family's life. Um, my, you know, I have some demons, military and my other family. Um, they disowned me because I left the business. So I'm out here proving a point that I don't need anybody. I just need myself, my team, and my wife and kids behind me, and that's all I need. And that's my
There you
motivation
go.
every single day.
Man, that's fantastic.
Yeah.
That's awesome. Good. What about, how do you challenge your team, Corey? Because you're building a team. How do you challenge them?
Well, I have been challenging them because I have 3 people that just passed their exam. So they'll be starting here coming soon. And I've been challenging them, just letting them I've been letting them do their course, but I've been keeping like tabs on them. And again, the team that we have here with Dan and everybody, we're all keeping in touch. But I think just kind of finding people like myself, blue collar background, kind of want to get out of the middle class. I kind of challenge them by showing them what I'm doing. I have a guy here who on his goal sheet put that I want to beat Corey, the other Corey. His name's Corey, so he put down I want to beat the other Corey. So you lead by example. You do what you do, and that's how your team's gonna perform if you're out there doing the same thing that they are. Just like the military, just like anything, any sports, you lead by example. Look at the quarterback. Look at Tom Brady. His team's better because of him, because he does what he does, and everyone else follows suit. And that's how I'm doing this.
Very excellent. Good analogy. And how do you challenge your clients? Because you do have a very good closing ratio. So in order to have a good closing ratio, I know you mentioned earlier you need to know the why,
Yep.
but even though when you do know the why, and they
I
are kind of they go around, they want to think about it, they're going to
no
think if
thinking
it's
with
on
me,
the
man.
budget.
There's no thinking. There is no like. Once they say I got to think about it, I go right back to the why and be like, you just said you need this for your wife because she'll be homeless without you. You die, your Social Security goes away. Your wife is homeless and living off of her $500 Social Security. How much sense does that make? So you do need it. You don't need to think about it. When I'm doing mortgage protection, if someone says, "Oh, I can't afford it," I got kicked out of the house the other day. The dude has an $800 Mercedes, brand new Mercedes, $800 payment. He's got $250 in cable. He says, I can't afford a $90 life insurance policy. I looked at him and said, so you're telling me, sir, that car outside is more important than your two little ones. That cable that you can get for free on the internet is more important than your two little ones. He said, get the hell out. And I said, okay. I said, at least my children are protected. And I walked out.
Boom.
I
Drop the
challenged them.
bomb.
I challenged them
Sure.
and I
I
dropped
love
it to them.
that, man. I love that. You really care because it's true. Especially if you do your job, you're diligent, you find the numbers and everything, and you know they have nothing in place. And they
Yep.
tell you, if something happened, my kids are gonna be in the street, my wife is not gonna whatever situation could be, right? If
Yep.
you know that part and then they tell you they can't afford it, you already looked at their numbers and they told you and you're like, are you serious, man? Like, is that more important?
And
Like,
trying
yeah.
to rob them, take down, whatever's remaining. I only take 10% of their disposable income.
I do the same thing. If that,
Yeah,
I
5 to
go.
10.
If I go, the max I'll go will be probably 20%, depending on their needs. Okay,
Yeah, exactly.
let's be right about it, because
Yep.
sometimes they need a bit more and they need to put a bit extra. But I try to like that's something I always recommend people. Like if you can manage something between, if you understand what the disposable income is, and you can look for something between 10, 15, 20% range, and be like, hey, this is only 10% of what you have left after all bills are paid. So believe
Yep.
me, this will fit just fine within your budget. People then start looking at the $200. They look at it differently. They're like, oh, this is only 10% of what I have left. It's
And I
not two
always
hundred
high
dollars
and I always show I do psychology too. Like I don't mean to, but I do it, and I'll show them like a $300,000 policy, right? And it's $400. And I'm like, this is what you qualify for.
Yep.
That this isn't really what you need, but this is what you qualify for. So here's the bait, right? Then I'll show them the low. I'll be like, oh no, that's just not enough. And then I'll hit them right in the middle. Boom, $225 a month gets you 150. That sounds good, right? And you get accidental. And they're like, yeah. So like I mess with their mind, show them the expensive one, show them the really low one, and then hit them right in the sweet spot. And that usually
Right.
works, you know. So yes,
Dude,
sir.
that is fantastic. That's a very good strategy. That's a good extra, really good share there. I really appreciate you sh- just sharing that kind of information with people, because some people sometimes they don't know how to go about it. I'm a
Mm-hmm.
big believer of the 10, 15, 20% as well. Like when showing numbers that way, I'm very visual. I even like myself just to like share a little bit what I do. When I do my presentation, I either put it on an iPad or on my Mac. I put it on a numbers file with everything typed. I don't write it down, but I put it there in typed, and people tend to look at it differently than when they try to figure out what I'm writing with my handwriting, which is horrible. I have like a doctor's handwriting, but I'm no doctor.
I'm very like my notes. I'll circle stuff. Like if the stuff I don't want you to see is gonna be real small and messy, the unimportant stuff, and then like this like on CBOs, on semi
Cashback option.
back is huge, and like look at that's what you're getting back, man. Like, and I make
Yeah,
it visual. Like that's what you're getting back.
but and it's funny because it's not that you are really trying to, you are persuading them, but you're persuading them in the way that of something that they need.
Yeah,
That you're helping them make the decision, the best decision for their family. Um, it is a sale. Absolutely, it is a sale. But is it a sale that if you're not the one responsible of that sale, is the family going to be in the street tomorrow if something were to happen and you didn't do your job?
yeah. It's not like car salesman, man. Like we're actually protecting people. We're not just, I would buy a car from anybody. it doesn't matter. If I want the car, I'm going to get it. But when it comes to life insurance, you know, you have to put in the mind of these people because you have three opportunities, man. When they fill out the lead, when you're in the home, and then once you leave, they don't think about it ever again. And then 2 weeks goes by, they could be dead. No one understands that. Everyone always, you know, oh, it's too late. Let's start a GoFundMe. A GoFundMe? No. You should have $200,000 coming your way, not $2,200 to put you in the ground.
But Corey, I have this money. I could put that money into some kind of investment. I'm like, how long have you been investing? How much money you have in savings? And you're 60, and that's it. And you just started. Now you're planning on saving.
Yep.
Do you need me to call you every month to remind you to put that money on your savings account?
I had a
And
guy.
hope.
I had a guy yesterday do that. He goes, I'm putting $170 away a month. I said, okay, into a savings account. He goes, yeah. I said, how much do you have? He goes, $340. So you just started 2 months ago? He goes, yeah, I don't trust you, salesman. I'm like, I'm not a salesman. You want me to leave? I'll leave right now. He goes, no, 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 no.